So, I caved and I saw it. It being, of course, the new Ghostbusters of 2016, or as its official title goes, Ghostbusters _ Answer the Call. Now, I keep promising to release a video or two about New York, but my day job has been really eating my soul lately, so since Ghostbusters takes place in New York, even though they actually filmed it in Boston, I'll put a little clip in here.
I swear I just saw a guy that looked like Corbin Dallas. Not like Bruce Willis, but like Corbin Dallas. It was hilarious.
As for the movie, well, honestly, Okay, yeah. There's a lot to say about it, and if I want to be at all current, I better hurry up. It's getting in the way of other videos I want to make. So, why don't I just get into my traditional critics garb? Just hold on a second here. Ta-da! What do you think? Suave? Now, I've talked about the drama around this movie a bit already, although I didn't really know about some rumors and bad blood surrounding Chris Hemsworth's role and Bill Murray's participation. I'd also heard a few things the day before I saw it that were kind of staining the movie a little more than expected, but since the thing is already a mess of drama and you can take either side you want without seeing the picture, whether it's the side of women are ruining cinema or boo-hoo, male tears, I went in with an open mind and a blank slate. Mostly. I was bracing for a lot worse though, so here we go. Also, before we start, I'll throw this card up. Minor spoilers here, I'll try and keep them to a minimum, but if you want to see the movie first, get up and out of that chair, you lazy son of a... Anywho, the movie wasn't so bad. It was kind of cheap, but it wasn't so bad. We'll start with the problem of the weak trailers. Remember that the trailers were being ragged on because they didn't really make it feel like Ghostbusters as much as it seemed like it was just going to be a bad comedy movie about a bunch of women? I blame two things. One, those subpar Bridesmaids movies, some of the cast, which may or may not be in this one too, and the writing. Not a lot of guffaws out of this movie, and the development of the characters is such that it's not a lot to go on there. There's a lot of puns and cracks, and some puns about cracks. I'll highlight one in particular. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you get a lot of left field moments to make the factory and its mysterious owner more, colorful, zany, and very questionable. One of my favorite moments is when Wonka is opening the door to the inventing room. He says, "Now remember, no messing about, no touching, no tasting, no telling."
No telling what.
You see. No telling what you see. As in, there's no telling what you'll see in that room. It's subtle and clever, like most of the adult jokes in that movie. Now, in Ghostbusters, _ Answer the Call, we get... It went everywhere. In every crack. But! Really? But? I guess I shouldn't gripe about it that much. There is a fart joke just before then. Except it's not a fart. Yeah. Quite understandable, except everybody farts. Also, they had meetings. I say it a lot if you know me, but you know they had meetings over how fast the cut should be from crack to butt. Countless emails had to have been sent out like this one. So again, for a comedy film, there's not a lot of joyous eruption. Didn't lose me, though, story-wise, but I'll talk about what did. The 3D. I could have waited about a half hour to see it without, but I decided I wanted to be out of the cinema earlier and to be reminded what regular surround sound is like, because I'm spoiled on Dolby Atmos. God, though, the 3D is super cheap. I don't know if it's because I saw the real D cut or what, but I swear, they got the guy that does 3D for theme parks to do it. Either that or they went over to Tumblr and were super impressed by those fake 3D GIFs, because the movie's letterboxed, and whatever they decided was worth it, mostly the special effects, jump over the black bars. I hope the 2D version isn't just one eye of that, because that's kind of lame. Like, does this impress anybody here? Oh my god, it's 3D! It's also bad that they cut to those shots. Things actually arrive to us sometimes on top of the letterboxing, and it's super annoying. And another thing, how is it that... Excuse me a moment. Well, hi, I mean, What are you doing here? Your cameo is already... I mean, it was great and all, but... What's that you got there? No. Stop! Hey. Oh! It's my show now. Ooh, it's my show now. Hi, babies. My name is Annie. Now you can put a name to the face. So, I figured I should take over since this was a woman's movie and there's too much testosterone in here already. So, let's start by talking about something other than sad little complaints. The characters. They come into the movie pretty fleshed out. It's okay, they do what they say on the box, and it's not like the original movies were any different. We have the ostracized but serious scientist that always gets covered in slime, the babbler scientist who keeps the team going with a catalog for a brain, the nerd with no off switch that builds dangerous nuclear-powered weapons of mass destruction, and the more streetwise everyman, black person. Star Wars. Do you guys like the wig? Does it look okay? So let's talk about things other than oh my god, my hat! Stupid hat. The problem is the movie's villain is supposed to be a counterpoint to the heroes. A foil? He's an underdog, a severe underdog, and he's so into the paranormal that his gadgets rival the Ghostbusters. But the movie falls short on the pathos surrounding that connection. Though there is development towards it, it doesn't really sync up that well. We feel for the hardships that the girls went through in their past and in the present with their being ridiculed as hoaxes, and we understand the feelings of the villain and how damaged he feels for having been picked on for so much of his life. But there's no appeal to the emotions. Except to the movie's credit, it knows that. At just the right moment, they mess it up and that whole potential thing goes awry. I guess it's Ghostbusters, not Saving Private Ryan, so we'll let it slide, even though there was potential there. Oh, this wig! I don't know. I love it. This hat, just stay put. I had lines, and I have to go back to them. More about the characters. 1, Holtzman is Bay. Leave that one there and continue. Next, Chris Studsworth. Yeah, it's obviously we're going for a complete beefcake, but it looks like he's having fun with it, and he plays it really well. Except you can get suspicious of it really fast. They're battling expectations, and his idiocy is so extreme that you kind of suspect something. If you watched as much Scooby-Doo as I did as a kid, you can't really help but think there's more to the character. I'll give you a spoiler here, though. There really isn't. So don't worry about it. Just watch the movie. As for the girls, aside from the fact that Holtzman is Bay, watching them I noticed something strange in the neighborhood of my ego. If Bella Swan was such a blank slate that you could project anyone onto her, except me because no thank you, these women are more like fragments of a single mirror. It's not uncommon to see part of yourself in a character, or find a character that you can relate to. That's normal. It's human. The strange thing is I felt something in all of them equally. I don't know if it's just me or what. I felt like from shot to shot and scene to scene, I'd hop from one to the other in which I felt most alike or similar to. So in a world of people looking for positive role models, were they trying too hard? Instead of giving us one, they gave us 4 quarters. It's still one, but they're all fragments of a single id. Maybe even then it's possible that they embody some kind of familiar connection, and together they are whole and unbreakable. I'm probably reading too much into this, but... Shit. You're not supposed to be awake. Why are you stealing my show? I'm going to get the duct tape. What? And for the record, you don't have a show. You say it all the time. Wait, okay. But really, you are reading too much into it. Oh, really? Yes. Because when you try and get that deep, you forget that it's just a movie. The same way that people who like the original Ghostbusters forget that it's also a movie as much as it is what they feel it is. That doesn't even make sense. They made a queef joke. They can't be taking themselves 100% seriously. They just can't. And you're right. They are a whole unit. Together. Isn't that good too? Maybe the point isn't identifying with one of them, Maybe it's identifying with sisterhood, with family. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing. I can see that. Good, now, just please untie me. No, I want to try something. What? On 3, I want you to say what you hated most about the movie. 1, 2, 3, the wasted cameos. Yes! Seriously, Dan Aykroyd gets like 2 seconds of screen time. Bill Murray is utterly wasted in probably more ways than one. Sony product placement is terrible in it. Sigourney Weaver and Ernie Hudson only show up at the end after everything's already happened. Annie Potts is great in it, but then again, 2 seconds. There are too many as themselves bits with no reason to be there, and well... Okay, stay after the credits. There's something that true fans really do need to see that's pretty good, but... I don't know, maybe I've seen too many good Muppet movies, but the cameos were pitiful. Slimer's especially. He's Slimer, and he got shunted to this status of crappy, half-assed MacGuffin. Okay, my work here is finished. Bye. Wait. I'm keeping the wig. So, that's the new Ghostbusters of 2016. It's about all I have for you. It's not a bad movie. See it if you want to see it. Unless you hate queef jokes and really bad cameos, and don't see it in 3D. Also, it'll help. Feed me the line, Seymour. What the frick am I doing? Oh my gosh, there's no microphone. Ah!